The world of Gotham City has seen countless adaptations, from the iconic Batman the Animated Series to Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, and even recently the new Joker films. Recently, one particular character has taken the centre stage in a way that has surprised many with their series, the Penguin. Just like the recent Joker film, there is another project based purely on a Batman antagonist, and not the Batman himself. For those unfamiliar, Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin, has long been one of the Batman's most iconic villains, known for his sharp intellect, love for wealth and ruthless ambition. Penguin has been portrayed in many ways over the years, from Danny DeVito's grotesque and eccentric take in Batman Returns, to Robin Lloyd Taylor's ambitious upstart in Gotham. But it was Colin Farrell's breakout performance in 2022's The Batman that breathed new life into the character. Farrell's Penguin, a mid-level crime boss with aspirations for greater power, captured the gritty, grounded realism that director Matt Reeves brought to Gotham. And now the Penguin series picks up where the movie left off, exploring Cobblepot's rise and the aftermath of Gotham's power vacuum. Set in the same universe as The Batman, the series dives deeper into the Penguin's world. We watch as Oswald Cobblepot navigates the criminal underworld of Gotham, stepping out of the shadow of more of the notorious villains to claim his own seat at the top. And it's not just a story of crime, it's a gritty, character-driven exploration of ambition, power and survival. In my opinion, the Penguin stands out because it feels more like gritty gangster drama than a typical superhero series. It dives deep into the psyche of Oswald Cobblepot, making his journey from a low-level criminal to a powerful mob boss truly compelling. Unlike other shows that rely on flashy CGI or over-the-top action, the Penguin focuses on grounded storytelling, layered characters and intense power struggles. It feels raw and engaging, something that a lot of other superhero series miss when they prioritise spectacle over substance. That's what makes it better for me. This series particularly stood out to me as over the past, let's say 5 years, I feel like we've got a lot of subpar superhero series, mainly from Marvel, like the She-Hulk and all those different ones on Disney Plus that to me just haven't lived up to the expectations. Another reason why I think this stands out a lot is because Joker 2 has just come out and that has seen a lot of negative backlash and ultimately is classed as a weak film. So I think in the mix of all that and Marvel not really releasing too many superhero movies at the moment, this is definitely a standout series. And probably from the superhero perspective, one of the top projects this year, maybe after Wolverine and Deadpool. So in this video, I'm going to go through the reasons why this series for me is so good. But before we get into the video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel as it helps more than you know. Section 1. Character depth and complexity. The first thing that sets Penguin apart is its focus on character depth rather than just being a typical villain. Oswald Cobblepot is portrayed as a deeply complex character. The series takes the time to flesh out his motivations, his fear and his ambition. Many other comic book shows fall into the trap of relying solely on action and spectacle, but the Penguin gives us a grounded portrayal of a man rising through Gotham's underworld, humanising him in ways we don't see with the other comic villains. This depth makes it more relatable, more interesting, we're drawn to his flaws and his determination, not just his status as a criminal mastermind. Section 2. A dark, grounded approach. Another reason why the Penguin works is it's committed to a dark and grounded tone. In a time where many superhero projects lean towards colourful, light-hearted narratives, this season isn't afraid to stay gritty. It taps into the same tone that made shows like Daredevil and The Boys successful, but with its own unique flavour, following in similar story and category arcs as classic TV series The Sopranos. Gotham's underworld is messy, it's violent, and the Penguin series doesn't shy away from showing us that. There's a sense of realism, even in a world with superheroes and villains, that makes the stakes feel higher and the tension more palpable. Section 3. A standalone story within a larger universe. One of the challenges many superhero series face is belonging to their story with a larger universe. The Penguin finds a way to connect to the greater Batman without being overshadowed by it. While we know Batman exists, the show focuses purely on the Penguin's rise in Gotham's criminal hierarchy, giving it space to breathe and develop. The Penguin works as a standalone series. It doesn't rely on constant cameos or crossovers to stay interesting. In contrast, many shows have failed, such as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that got lost in trying to connect with the MCU and ended up diluting their own storyline. Section 4. The power of performance. Let's talk about the performance. Colin Farrell's portrayal of Oswald Cobblepot has been a revelation. His commitment to the role is undeniable, with his physique transformation and nuanced performances adding layers to the character. Sometimes I personally even forget it's Colin Farrell underneath there, as every time he's been filmed, he has to go through extensive mask work and makeup to get him to portray Penguin. Farrell brings charisma, menace and vulnerability to the role. It's easy to see why fans and critiques alike have been captivated. Strong performances like this can elevate a series, and in this case it's a key reason why the Penguin resonates so deeply. Section 5. 5. Avoiding the superhero formula trap. The superhero formula includes big action scenes, costume reveals, world-ending threats, and this has been overdone in a lot of superhero projects. Penguin breaks away from this by focusing on story and character over spectacle. Instead of a world-ending event, we're watching a criminal rise to power. The stakes are personal, and that's why they matter more. It's about the people and the politics, not just the powers. Many other series like The Flash or Supergirl struggled when they relied too heavily on flashy fights and lost sight of the character-driven narrative. So as a conclusion, The Penguin works because it respects the audience. It offers rich storytelling, complex characters, and avoid the cliches that have caused other superhero series to falter. So what do you think? Does the Penguin series get it right, or is there something else driven to its success? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.